Hello, and welcome to Two and a Half Losers, our first episode of this podcast. I'm Scorch, and we have Dan, SnoopPuggyPugg. Say hello, Dan. You interrupted me, but okay. And then we have Brodie, otherwise known as KnockoutWolf. Say hello, Brodie, otherwise known as KnockoutWolf.
We're in for a treat.
Well, let's get on with the show.
So we're on about stories from like work and that. It's not. I think it's probably going to be one of those stories that you have to be there to find it funny, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So I'm working in a pizza place. Yeah, I was a chef. Leave it out. DVD boy.
It's all she used to, you know.
Apparently, you don't sell gift cards, but
someone actually asked us for a car first aid kit the other day, like a first aid kit for your car to put in the boot.
What?
Anyway, so it's Friday night. Like every village in the UK, our village is full of pubs. So, you know, Friday night, a lot of drunks about. You work in a pizza place. You're basically where they go when they get kicked out. So I'm working there. Bloke comes in, pissed off his face. Then he orders a cheeseburger, and he has like all this sort of salad all over it, and like some sauce on it. Goes away, and I'm just sort of outside dragging the sign back in. I walk around the corner to grab the sign and walking back. The bloke who had just served 20 minutes ago is at the counter shouting at someone else behind it, basically saying, "Oh, I ordered this burger. You've not put any cheese on it. You've not put any salad on it. It's just a plain burger." My coworker takes the burger box, flips it upside down, lifts it up, and the salad and everything is on the other side of the burger.
Oh my god.
The guy was literally holding the burger upside down. He was that drunk.
It's like the story of that guy who, I think like it was some kind of video of the actual voice recording. And
the
guy like rings up. Yeah, and then he's like
pizza.
Yeah, and he like bought like 2 pizzas and he's like, I've opened up the box and it's just pizza bases and it says that there's all toppings on it and shit, and he just opened it upside down, which is just like,
yeah,
it's beyond me. Like
the fact that he called up to like complain about this as well.
Yeah. It sounds like a customer to me.
Customer is always cunt. That's the saying anyway.
What about you, Tyler? I'm enjoying this burger, by the way. Like it's like a vegetarian one. Because I'm a pussy,
You
and
might
it's
not
got like
enjoy the burger after I tell you this story.
well, it's got like mozzarella in the middle of it, and it's just like
Oh, you
mouth-watering,
definitely
really
won't like it after I tell you this story.
See, the thing about those is that that's the only way to make a vegetarian burger taste good. Like I've tried one before, and they're fucking garbage. Right, calling it a burger is just a crime. But
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's like every BuzzFeed food video ever. Put cheese on it and it tastes good.
But that's not necessarily true. I'm not like, I honestly don't like cheese that much. I only like it in certain cases.
But however, no matter what situation it is, you can put cheese on anything and it'll improve the taste. It's no fucking secret, but for some reason BuzzFeed think it is.
It's true. Mozzarella cheese is the best cheese.
But BuzzFeed also think like when guys sit in a seat and they don't take up much space, they just kind of sit in a seat like a normal person. It's called manspread.
Yeah,
and it should
they don't seem to understand that there's a dick and balls right there that don't feel good when you squish them together.
Yeah. So there's like manspreading. Wait, quote unquote manspreading.
Manspreading.
I never heard the term manspreading until I seen that fucking video.
I have.
I hadn't. I think it's just like some made up bullshit word for people who have daddy issues. But like their legs just kind of like spew. They like spill out like into the aisle and into the seat next to him, and just all the old dudes on my bus do it, and I'm like, God damn it! And I can and I'm like 6'5", and so like my legs are really long, and my knees go into the back of every chair I do. Like I like sit at. Every chair I do, what the fuck? And then like, but I still do it because I don't want to like put my knee in some other person's thing. But they're like, oh, this is manspreading. It's like, no, he's just got a reasonable gap between his thighs.
The thing with that video, when you watch it, is that the girls doing it were spreading their legs more than any of the guys who were actually showing.
Unnecessarily, like they were over exaggerating it.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need like a female equivalent. You know how you get those girls on the bus, generally wearing I think you could sum them up by they wear those like cropped leather jackets and white Converse. You know those ones, and they sort of do that thing where they have their feet on like the headrest above the seat behind them. So like they've not got their feet on the floor; they've got their feet up on the
no way.
on the chair in front of them. Like, are we not allowed a term for that, or is that deemed sexist? Are we not allowed that one vice versa?
I've actually never seen that.
We're not allowed. Oh, it's a UK thing.
Yeah, it's a British meme. For me, can I tell you about? I kind of want to say about like one of the worst experiences I've ever had on the bus. So I was going to my girlfriend's house on the bus, and she lives in like, she lives in a part of town which is like, in between our town and where she lives is like the rough area. So we have to drive through the rough area, and so all like the little shitbags on the bus who are going there are just like these vile like kids, and there was like 6 of them at the back of the bus. Of course, like it's the back of the bus. They're like, okay,
odd kids.
Yeah. So a bunch of them. They're just at the back, and I find out through them being like obnoxiously loud that they're all 12. They're all 12. I think some of them are 11 still. So they've just joined secondary school or high school, if you will, and they're just like they're shouting shit, and they're talking about their sexual experiences, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I'm on the bus. And you're 12. This is criminal. This is like dangerously like at this point, like when you're 12, I'm pretty sure you haven't hit puberty at that point, or at least you are like you're like tickling into puberty, and that actually sounded like a quite gross word to use.
Is that the medical term?
It is.
Puberty.
Funnily enough, yeah, and so they're just like, oh yeah, so and so's boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, I've got a boyfriend and I've got a friend with benefits as well. And I was like, the fuck? What shit does what's like a 12-year-old do with a friend with
because I'm that type of person, I generally would have stood up and said something and just which would have just made them sit down and shut up.
I think everyone on the bus, because I don't live in that area, so I don't have to like drive through it. But I think everyone on the bus was just used to it, and they were shouting this shit. They were like, "Oh, give him a hand job tonight." And I'm like, "Fuck, Jesus!" and I'm like, and like they one of them, two of them got off the bus like in the rough area, and like considering that I'd been sat on the bus with them for about 15 minutes whilst they were shouting this shit. One of them, by the way, is shouting, "Where are we? Where are we?" every minute. Like, but there was so much traffic that we'd come out of the bus station, and there's like a road kind of like loops around the bus station. So you were literally just outside of it. Like you can see it. You are still at the bus station, and we were there, and the girl shouting, "Where are we?" I was like, "You stupid fucking bitch! We are still at the bus station." And then, like, and as they get off the bus, and they start shouting bus wankers at us.
What?
Considering these are the bus wankers from
In-Betweeners. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so they get off the bus and then they start shouting bus wankers at the rest of us, and
that's not how it works. They're on the bus.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating meat. Like you just finish eating your burger. Yeah, burgers are a popular like thing.
That's what's on your mind today is burgers.
It is. I really enjoyed that. That was good. And like, so it's like eating a burger and then like finishing it and then seeing someone eating a burger next to you and you're like, how dare you? Like, like why are you not vegan and shit like that? Like, what the? Don't get off the bus and shout bus wankers at people. That's just what.
It doesn't work.
I'm a pretty chilled guy, to be honest. I'll be honest. I don't really speak out much, but I did openly say, hopefully next time they'll get hit by the bus. So hopefully a few people around me heard. So next time, rather than them catching the bus, I hope the bus catches them. So anyway, I'll give you Tyler.
I think buses aren't too bad here when I had to take them. The most for anything was people would put their bag on the seat next to them. But our buses are like never fucking full anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's like those are my sort of. I don't know where I was going with
that. Nice one, pal. You're doing good.
Great moves.
Yeah, but so why were we even going with the whole bus thing? I don't.
Well, we kind of got into the bus thing before. Because I had a story.
Oh yeah, burgers.
About burgers, and somehow we got to fucking manspreading and buses.
That's what I was trying to say. Going back to Tyler, whatever Tyler was saying.
Yeah. So this would have been. I'm sure I was still in high school when this happened.
So like 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Yes, I'm that old.
Old fucking man.
He's literally 30-year-old fucking man.
Oh, did you look like like young Tyler in that?
Yeah,
like, because
that voice you heard in my do you know what pisses me off? That would have been the voice I had.
You know what pisses me off?
I fucking hate. My voice isn't that much better now, but it's a lot better than what it used to be.
Oh yeah. God
Bring back, you know what pisses me off.
Was that meant to be like, you know, it really grinds my gears, but like the
it was supposed to be like you know what's bullshit. If you know James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah. It was from that. But so I wasn't Scorch Horse back then either. I was just Scorch. Scorch Horse is a new thing since I started working at my current job.
Okay, why does Horse like have something to do with the new job? Like...
No, just literally, it came from the first paycheck I got from my work term at the job I'm currently at. I bought a horse head, and then I just started adding horse to the end of my name, so I didn't have to put D12 in front of it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Where did the D12 come from? Actually, that's a good point.
These chicks don't even know the name of my.
That's where I thought, but I refuse to accept that.
D12 is a clan that I was in on Unreal Tournament.
That makes more sense.
Where it used to just it was Dirty Dozen because it used to just have 12 people, but then more and more people joined, so it wasn't D12 anymore.
It went to Dirty Baker's Dozen, which is 13.
All right, so back to A&W. I would have been. I'm assuming I was 18. What the fuck was that?
That's Brodie trying to get his copyright strike.
I got a bag of new sound system, boys.
Oh, I don't know what's the worse. Bass. That he had that ready, or. All right.
And the next one I've got is Kermit like falling off a building. So.
Oh my god! Oh, I do love my Kermit.
Do you guys know the TV show Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Of course I do.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
You guys know Coconut Head though, right?
Yeah.
I only know that because of you.
Yeah. So one of the best things I think was all I knew the actor for Coconut Head was from Ned's Declassified. So like some kids show about getting through school.
Yeah.
And then that show's done, and the next thing I see him in is Extreme Movie, which is a movie all about high school and sex.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's actually, I think it's made by the same people who did Movie 43. It's that whole stupid whatever insert name movie here.
Well, it's like Movie 43. I think didn't they like try and they like got most of the actors in it like to sign contracts to do the film, like by tricking them, I guess. They were like, basically they like somehow managed to get this one actor in. Like I think it might have been Hugh Jackman, and then like they just kind of said, oh, Hugh Jackman's going to be in it, and people were like, oh really, okay, and so is going to, and they would be like, instead of saying we asked so and so, we'd be like so and so like is down to be doing it and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, all these actors are in it, so they must think, oh, this is going to be an all-star cast. And they joined, and they were like, oh fuck.
So, like the most known person there was probably Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
He was in that.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville was in. He was in the scene, where they capture the leprechaun. That was Johnny Knoxville. And they like.
Isn't like.
I haven't watched that movie in a while, so I don't remember any of it.
Isn't like Christopher Mintz? What's it? Christopher Mintz Piat? I don't fucking know. The guy from Kick-Ass and stuff, and Superbad.
I think
McLovin.
McLovin. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, everyone's like McLovin. Yeah, why not?
That guy.
When you're only known as McLovin and nobody knows your actual fucking name.
that's some sad stuff, isn't it? Jeez.
Obviously, movie 43 had a bigger impact on you, Dan, because I don't remember a goddamn thing from that movie.
To be honest, I think I only watched it. I only seen it once. I think I watched it around a friend's house. I mean, those two skits that I've just said there, the one with the leprechaun and the ball section, they're actually the only two scenes I remember.
Oh.
It made a good impact then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of how bad they were.
I tell you what, films are absolute trash.
Go watch them.
I like the epic movie and stuff.
Oh,
like superhero movie was
yeah.
okay. It had Drake Bell in it and Kevin Hart, and I was like, this has some funny bits.
My favorite thing about superhero movie is Drake Bell being in it, playing a spoof of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then he does the voice of Spider-Man in the animated TV show.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was it going? Oh yeah, like see the thing is with like really shit comedies like that, they're like rated bad, but I feel like in America, I don't know how similar like the Canadian kind of stupid humor is. It's just like there's stupid people who just find it like things funny, like, regardless of what it is in America.
Right.
Well, I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but like people in England just seem to be like a little bit less like. I feel like the stupid people in England are like too stupid to understand the comedy. Like in America, they grasp that it's funny, and they're like, over here they're like, what's going on? But like, so people like don't really understand a lot of the stuff. And I was talking to Dan, who I work with, and he said he was in America when Sausage Party came out, so he saw it, and he was like, it was absolute trash, and he was like, he didn't find it funny whatsoever, apart from like the end. And he said that, like, I said, yeah, but we're like the American audience find it funny. He's like, oh yeah, they were just like pissing themselves the whole film just because it's just like really shit Seth Rogen humor.
Right. If Seth Rogen's in it, most people are gonna fucking like it.
Yeah, like Seth Rogen just like says one thing and everyone's like, he's so funny and witty and charming. Like
he's Canadian too.
Wow, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
I mean, some of his stuff's all right. Green Hornet was a weird one because usually he does comedies and then he's like in this superhero action comedy type deal. That one was kind of weird.
That was odd. I mean, there was some humor to it. I rewatched that like a few weeks ago actually. It was just on TV. I was like, why not?
I think we can all agree that British comedies are the best comedies.
Oh yeah, there's some pretty good American ones, but like British ones are.
Yeah.
I tell you what, like,
really
I mean, without a doubt, the US office is a lot better than, well, not a lot, well, yeah, it's better than the UK office, but like it's like they took the UK humor and put it into US, and it worked like really well. I don't know how they did it.
Ricky Gervais he had part in the US one as well.
Ricky Gervais.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah.
What's his name? Ricky Gervais.
Gervais.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I can't pronounce your stupid name.
Oh, sorry. It's funny because I'm part Canadian. Apparently, I'm not like a real British person, according to you guys.
Yeah, well, you're part Canadian, so you're only British. You're not a full Brit.
It's because you're only like used to these like parasitical sounding ass, looking ass.
Weed.
If you're not,
me, it's just like, hey,
these SnoopPuggyPugg sounding asses.
Pyrocynicals is like over the top though.
He
has like an over the top accent.
If you watch his old videos, he does force his voice quite a bit. It isn't naturally that deep.
Yeah,
He does put his voice on. It's, I suppose, part of a character, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess it's just like sometimes things don't feel right when you're recording it on camera if you just speak in your regular voice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I once saw a video. It was like someone's channel trailer, some dude's channel, and then he was like, "I've been lying to you guys this whole." He's like, "Hey guys, welcome back to another video. But I got some sad news for you to tell you guys, and I thought it was time to like to admit it." And then he's like, this is my real voice. It's not." He's like,
This is all depressed.
Yeah,
I'm the goddamn internet.
he goes, I've actually been putting on this voice for the whole time.
Hey guys, it's critical.
Because I thought it was...
Criticals is the best.
Well, like, but it was the fact he said it as if he was like British and doing like an American accent, but it was like, no, you're just like being more enthusiastic for the videos, and that's what like everyone does.
Yeah.
People aren't just gonna stick a camera on and be like, hey guys, it's KnockoutWolf today, and today I'm gonna be playing some.
What's that? I can't quite hear you.
Yeah,
it's like as much as I hate the guy, I can't accept the fact that Kwebbelkop uses his video voice is his real voice. I cannot accept that.
No.
Yeah, that's really I had the same thing with Leafy. Like, I'm pretty sure that's probably what he's actually like. His voice makes me.
Oh, what, you think his voice actually sounds like what he does in the videos?
Yeah, I feel like that's how he probably actually talks.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
I feel like the same with Scorch Horse as well.
Yeah, I feel like he forces his voice.
I've never changed my voice ever. I wasn't even close to how bad my voice was.
Oh, the one I loved was when you were like, it was like the 7 stages to make defeat on video games or something.
Oh right, yeah, when I had my fucking squeaky voice. Oh,
yeah, and it was just it was a microphone with like the, and then you just go in. What? Oh, come on! And like you just sat on a beanbag, just like.
I don't know why I put it on the easiest difficulty, so it would take forever to die. I don't know why I didn't put it on a high difficulty for the part that I was supposed to die. So
yeah,
I'm like
just
getting hit by grenades and shot, and I'm not dying.
So,
I think the worst. Oh, one thing that really upset me was
that pisses you off.
there was the scene where I'm crying. I actually made myself cry at one point and actually got tears coming, and then I started laughing and fucked up the take, and then I couldn't do it again.
How did you get yourself? Wow, you're like a good actor. How did you?
I don't even know. I just did it. That was like kind of the only time I ever got it right.
Well,
this is
the
do it
same
again.
guy.
I couldn't remake it, but I
This
like.
is the same guy who like went for a shit and then masturbated in a bathroom at work. So. But I just don't understand. Like, I want to know how long that took. Like, how long were you going?
Oh, don't question.
That, you know, I'm pretty sure I only like spent 15-20 minutes recording shit.
No, not that, not the video, the wank.
Oh, it didn't take me that long.
Oh yeah, that's good. I was hoping you weren't just in there for 15-20 minutes, just going.
I mean, I had to be in there in a decent enough time to know that they're like, he's probably taking a dump, but not too long as to what the fuck is he doing in there.
Yeah, like, is he having a shit wank?
A shank.
People do this.
A shank.
A short shank. Oh shit! Literally.
Well, how about you, Brodie, otherwise known as KnockoutWolf? What's a retail story from you?
I just cry.
Oh, okay.
I just have a cry wank in the staff room. I can also relate to this story. It's been like frustrating. There's a lot of there's a lot of really nice people, and then there's just a lot of really people who shouldn't be let out of the house. Really,
the problem with you getting that job in the holidays is that it's the holidays, and you're gonna see those type of people even more.
Yeah, it's the worst time of year for it all, because it's getting like so dangerously close to Christmas. Like, Christmas is in 5 days, and people come in for like the most obscure shit, hoping we have it in. Bearing in mind, it takes like at least 7 days for us to order something in, because it has to go like dispatch, go to the warehouse, dispatch from there to get to us. And people come in, they're like, "Oh, do you have this like Japanese film that my granddad wants?" You're like, "No, we don't." Or like, or they'll just be asking for some like really old kind of like album on vinyl, and it's like, oh, no, we.
Or they come ask if you have Sausage Party on DVD.
Yeah, well, we have had
No,
like
fuck off,
we've actually
loser.
have like loads of people come in and like, oh, have you got Bridget Jones's Baby? We're like, no, 30th of January. They're like, oh, do you? I shit you not. Someone came in the other day and asked for Rogue One on DVD before it even came out.
Oh my god!
Are you taking
Yeah.
this?
They
Like,
must have watched Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Because that's how they get the edge in that movie. They watch the movie because it's out before the movie's even done.
Oh yeah.
That's how it works now.
Yeah. So it's just people ask for stupid shit. Someone came in and asked for the Bible. Like, what the fuck?
Why would you go to
Really?
HMV for a Bible? Yes, we just had the New Testament here on DVD, read by George Takei.
Yeah, they're like, "Do you have the Bible here?" We're like, "Oh no, sorry, we only have the Quran." And like, oh, so I guess I don't. But what infuriated me the most, like at the moment, is that people like we're trying to get a line sorted because people are coming like in like last minute shopping, like, oh yeah, shit, I've got to go get stuff, and they come in and we have hazard tape on the floor, like please queue here, and we have a sign above the till, but no one ever reads it, and no one ever has. So, but like people just like kind of come from any aisle they can, which lead like straight up to the till. Because like when HMV was like going under, we had to move to a store next door, which was like much smaller, but it was better than closing. And so everything's kind of squished in there, and people just see the till and they're like, yeah, we'll just walk down there. And so we were just like, please, could everybody queue around there? Because everyone's like, oh, why do we queue? Why do we queue? And they still wasn't working out. So we hung up a big sign saying, please queue here. And it's like, I don't know, it's like A3 size. And it's like a big black sign. And it's like hung up. It's hung up in like the middle of an aisle. So like as you're going towards it, you see it. And it actually hits me in the head if I walk under it. So like it's pretty fucking obvious if you ask me. And so we want everyone to queue down there. And everybody queues in the aisle next to it, which we're like, no, don't queue there. So we printed out a piece of paper which says, please do not queue here. Please do not queue here. Please do not queue here. Of course we have people queuing there because people just switch off. They're like, okay, time to go shop and just go in autopilot. Like it's just like an old PS2 game, and they just walk into a wall and just slowly start moving to the left. Like, and eventually find themselves in the queue for HMV. And but the thing is, people queue up in this place, and they're like folding their arms, like, why aren't we, like, huffing and puffing, like, why aren't we being served? We've been here for like longer than knows what. And we're like, yeah, you've been stood there for longer, but it's not the fucking queue. And then there's some people there's like 4 people stood there in the wrong place, and so people who stood in the actual queue think, oh no, the queue's over there, and they move over there, like, oh sorry, I was in the wrong queue. Like, no, you weren't, they were. So this one person I work with is just being like really condescending to everybody, just going, could you please queue under the please queue here sign? And they're like, oh dear, yeah. So it's just basically making them like massive dicks, really. So yeah, that's a pain in the ass. We added an even bigger sign to the please don't queue here like today, and it worked a little bit. There's still people queuing now, but what can you do? But like I can kind of connect with the customers as well. Because when we, like, at the end of the day, when it's like, right, we buying anything, it's like, yeah, because you have to, like, use a discount and stuff. So we get a manager out, and then you, like, step out of the till, in front of the tills, and you just suddenly, like, start to, like, kind of, like, switch off. And they say stuff like, oh, all right, if you want to put your card in, you're like, oh, and you're like, where do I put it and shit? Like, you work there, and then you just completely turn it off. And you're like, oh, shit. Like, and I don't know what it is. It's just, you just become a customer. It's some scary stuff, really. Yeah, so... So there's people who just like walk up there and just ask for like the most awkward shit ever, and you're like, please, it's so busy. And then like, oh, if you got this classical piece which was like done by like 400 different composers, but you want like this one specific like music group who did it, and you're like, fuck off. So yeah, that's a few little things from the old world of retail. Also, this blind guy came in the other day, and apparently he comes in quite a lot. And so all the staff who usually work there ran away and hid, like in offices and things like that. So it was just us Christmas temps who didn't know him serving. And he came over and he was like, "Could you tell me what 180 gram vinyl you have?" And we were like, "But we have hundreds of vinyl." And he's like, "You want to know each and every one, which is 180 grams, something to do with his player or some shit?" He goes, "Yeah." And this guy Mark, who we work with, is just very dry and very blunt, and he'll just like he didn't really give a fuck, and he didn't realize he was blind at first because he was busy, and then turned around and like just saw him with shades on, didn't see his guide dog under the counter, and then and then he was like, well, no, are you looking for one in particular? And he's like, no, just 180-gram one. And he goes, well, I just don't have the time for that. It's like, none of us do. It's going to take ages to go through them all. And he goes, well, I spent £100 here the other day. Blah, blah. And he goes, well, that doesn't change the fact that we can't look through every single one and find out which one's 180 grams. And he was like, fine, I'll go take my business online and stuff like that. And we were like, oh, fuck. And he went, and like everybody came out from Hyden and they were like, oh my God, he's gone. They're like, he usually spends a whole hour here. So it's just regulars like that who like the regular staff notice them, go and hide, and then just leave us to it. And they call it character building, which is nice.
Character, quote unquote character building. All right.
Yeah.
That's kind of a dick move. Like, ha, the blind guy's here. We don't want to deal with him. Let's let the newbies do it. See what happens. I think working at A&W taught me how sad people's lives can be. Because, so I worked at 2 different locations. I worked at the one where I played with my Jimmy, and then I worked at another one.
Your little Scorch.
My little Scorch. So, the other one I worked at was the first one I worked at, which was much smaller, and the onion rings.
What's much smaller? The place you
worked. Both are true.
Yeah.
So the one I worked at, which was closer to my house at the time, was a much smaller location. And at A&W, we prep every morning. We have to do prep for the onion rings because we make them ourselves with the batter and everything.
I'd hate to think where the onion rings have been.
There's not a lot of storage space at that other one, so we can only make so many onion rings.
Yeah.
What? I didn't hear what you said. Anyway, so we can only make so many onion rings in time. Plus, people who usually made them were slow and never made that many in the first place. So every night, we'd sometimes run out, like 50 to 60% of the time, we'd run out of onion rings around 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then people would be asking for onion rings.
6 o'clock.
People would be asking for onion rings, and then we'd have to say, we're out of onion rings. And people would seriously like flip out, like, what? You're out of onion rings? How are you out of onion rings? That's what you guys do here. You have onion rings. And then they would like flip out and like, well, we can give you fries. I don't want fries. I want onion rings. I'm leaving. Like,
oh no.
Fucking
Stop
onion
him.
Rings. Calm the fuck down.
Stop him before he leaves. Oh no.
Like, people would actually lose their shit when you're out of onion rings. Like, I don't understand.
One thing about working in a restaurant and sort of retail that I've noticed, it's probably the funniest thing about working in that sort of industry as well, is that the customer thinks you actually give a shit. That's the funny. That's the funniest part. I think that's a note we should end on.
Anyway, I guess the summary of this is don't
get a job.
Just wash.
Don't get a job.
Yeah, just live off benefits, or at least wash your hands thoroughly after your business.